everybody, and welcome to my first video on C# programming for the A-level course. This is the A-level course that I'm taking part in. I've just completed my A-level course, and this first video will be very useful for either if you're behind in the first few lessons, or if you want to get a head start on the first few lessons. You've just done your GCSEs and you're in that summer holidays now. So this is probably, I'd say, the first two or three lessons, maybe the first two lessons on programming you'll do in the A-level course. This is C#, so if you're not doing C# in your specific course, this is not the correct video for you. If you are, then this is perfect. So first of all, once you load up Visual Studio, which is the standard program for A-level, because it's very intuitive, I would say. So first of all, we're going to type in console into the search bar, and you're going to select the consoleapp.net framework, this one here, with a C#, not Visual Basic. Right, and then I'm going to call it first tutorial. Always call it what you want, save it where you want, etc. Create. You will then get namespace unless you're entering library names. Everything has to be in the namespace, this here. Otherwise it's like you're not writing to this program. Then this is the class. You'll go on to more classes later in the course, but for now, for probably about halfway up until the year, you'd only be entering into this class. This is main, so the initial code that it'll run will be from main. We'll stick to main today, and you will do for quite a long while. So this is a console application. What I mean by console, I'll show you now. So if we run this by pressing start, you run the program like you did in Python. Console appears, then disappears because there's no code. That's the console there where you're writing to. To stop it disappearing, we can enter the line console.read key. Then, after writing a function C#, you must do open close brackets. You see it turn from white to yellow. Not a function, a function. Also, to end the line in C#, to show that you're ending the line, you do that. Semicolon, sorry. The only place you wouldn't do this is opening a statement. So this is a statement, this is a statement, this statement. So there's no semicolon there because it will make errors. The red squiggly lines mean errors. If you put one there, mean errors, because then these two things go void. No, you need that opening. Also, the way you open if statements, else statements, loops, subroutines, it's not indentation like you would in Python. It's curly brackets. So that's to open, that's close. It is automatically indented just to make it easier to read, but you don't need to be. Right, so now if we run the program, console does not close until it reads a key. So if I enter spacebar, it will close. There you go. That's your first line of code. Right, now, printing in Python is what we're going to come on to next. It's called printing in Python. It's called writing to the console, that console. So you do console.write line. It's a function like that. There you go. That would write an empty line. Let's have a look. Yeah, the cursor is one line down, so it's just written nothing. We can change this by putting something like hello world. Writes hello world, goes to the next line. Let's then write again. A nice shortcut is CW tab. Just call it console and easy. Second line, just to show that the cursor moves down. Yeah, hello world, second line, now it's on the third line. So that's console.write line. There's also console.write. Let's do this. Hello world. Can't do CW for that. Console.write. Second line. No, so the console.write function does not put the cursor down a line after that line of code. It keeps it on the same line. This would be very useful for if you're doing like text graphics, like you're drawing a grid or something, you need to keep things on the same line. That's when you use the console.write function. So that's that. That's very simple. So that's writing to the console and making sure the console doesn't disappear straight away. You'll need the console rekey in pretty much every program. I think every program. Right, so that's that done. So that's... Oh, let's go back and let's CW tab. Let's just leave it empty. Right, let's say you want to comment out. In Python, that's hashtags. In this, it's double slash. If you want to comment out multiple lines, you could do lots of double slashes next to them. It would take a while. You can open a comment and close a comment, which is useful. So you'd open it with /star, and then close it with */. All the lines in between that and that is commented out. Very useful. Right, now let's get on to if statements. Let's not do if statements first. Let's do variable handling. Right, for example, let's write what. So we write to the console, what is your name? Right, then in Python, you can set the data types by defining the variable as that. You might go like name equals open string, close string, or num equals 5. That would do that. You have to do it here. So I'll give examples. String name. You can define it straight away, like, oh, sorry, what have I done there? String name, Bob. That creates the variable and defines it. Then you've got int num. Yet again, you can do that, or you can just leave it empty. You've got bool decimal. Bool like true, false. So true or false. You've got float, double, which would be float in Python. Double decimal, etc. Right, but we obviously need a string here. So we're going to do this in 2 lines, start off with, so you can see what's happening. Then we'll do it into 1. So string name, created the variable. Name equals, now instead of constant write line, we want to read, not write. So we want to read from the console. So we're going to read user input. Console.read line. It's a function, brackets, close it. Right. What that would do, because it's read line, not just read, it would write that, cursor down. You would then get to write string into the console. You'd then press enter, and it would then save whatever you wrote into name. Then we can do constant write line, hello. Now, in Python, you might have done that. Comment, no. In C#, you need to do plus. I'm pretty sure you can do that in Python as well. Right, the difference between plus and comma. A comma will enter a space either side of it. A plus won't. So this would go, hello, no space, Bob, no space, have a good day. It will be one word, hello, Bob, and have. So you need to enter spaces either side. Right, let's see if this works. What's your name? Bob. I've entered that. Enter. Hello, Bob. Have a good day. Brilliant. Right, now we can do this into 1 line, these 2 here. So I just did it to start off with, to show that that's creating the variable, that's saving the text in the variable. Instead of doing this, what we can do, get rid of that line, straight away, define the variable, and read from it. That's what you would be doing in the A-level course. It's much simpler. So that's that. Right. Now let's comment that out. Open the comment. Close the comment. If you don't know what a comment is, it's just write like notes, basically. It has no effect on the program. It doesn't read the comments, just there for your own sake. So it skips it, basically. Right, now let's do numbers. So same again, we'll do it all in 1 line. Instead of that, let's do what is your favourite number. Right, let's just get rid of this, it will confuse a bit. Let's go int num, that's the name of the variable, num, equals. Right, now instead of straight away console.readline, that would try and read it as a string, which would throw an error, which we don't want. So we need to pass the data type from string to int. This is the command to do that. It's int dot pass, then your console.readline. Even though it's in the brackets, it is a function. Open, close, boom. There you go. If it was a boolean, you do bool.parse. If it's double, you do double.parse. It's just how you convert it from the initial data type, which is string, to what you want, which is int, bool, double. In this case, we want int. Right, then we just write. Then let's do some data handling. So if you wanted to do num equals num times 10, semicolon, that would then obviously times the number you entered by 10. And now a function in C#, which actually came about in C++, and you'll see why, if you go num plus plus like that, it's num, it's basically what it's doing there is num equals num plus 1. It's just a nice shortcut that programmers use. Or you can do num minus minus. Another one you can do, num minus equals 5. That's the minus plus, minus equals 5. That would minus 5 from the number. No, yes, number equals number minus 5 is what it's doing there. You can also do num plus equals 5, which would add 5. This would be useful in loops. It's just a shorter way of going num equals num, and then etc. Right, let's now write the number times by 10 in the console.readline function. Run that. What's your favourite number? 10 should be 100. It is. Perfect. Right. Now let's say you wanted to make a decision. What is your favourite number? So we've got the number here. This is if statements now. This probably takes you up to your second and third lesson, I'd say. So that's the basics. That's the pure basics. You've now got your if statements. Right. The way we write if statements, it is fairly similar to Python. So if, open brackets, then we want to make a decision on this scenario based on the number. If num, and it's the exact same, you need a double equals or just a greater equal sign. So we're going to go if num is greater than 15, right, then instead of just going like that, which is indent it, which causes an error, you don't do a semicolon, as I previously explained. You do the open brackets. All you have to do is press the open one, it will automatically do the end one, and then enter. Now you've got your body to write in for the if statement. If num is bigger than 15, we'll write to console greater than 15. Right, and now you can either write, it's not elif, you cannot write elif in this, it's else if or else, or nothing. We're going to go else if, then it's the exact same. Open the brackets, we're going to go num is less than 5. Same again, you press it open, it will automatically do the close one for you, enter, right to the console, less than 5. Then we'll do it else, right to the console, between 5 and 15. Obviously can't do another else because that's the last one, that's the closing one. Right, let's run this. What's your favourite number? 7, between 5 and 15. That works. Let's try the other scenarios. What's your favourite number? 3, less than 5. That works. What's your favourite number? 17, greater than 15. Obviously you can do the greater than or equal to, etc. like you can in Python. That's if statements. This is basically the core knowledge you'll need for the first couple lessons. You can do switch statements as well. They'll teach you them in the first lessons. You'll probably never use them again because they are fairly pointless. In the next tutorial, we'll get onto loops, for loops and while loops, which are very, very useful and you'll be using the whole course. But that's basically the first tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be very appreciated. Thank you very much and goodbye.